Hi guys, I'm Maureen Moody and I'm the Curious Stylist, and I want to build your confidence in your career through education and science. So if that sounds like something fun, stick around. So today I am going to be going over how I break down my classic A-line bob. I'll be showing some diagrams along with the haircut to help walk you through. So let's get into the meat and potatoes. Right now, I am just getting my hair sectioned off. I'm doing a horseshoe section on the top, and I am using my YS Park 339 comb. I did a review on this comb in my last video. I'll link it in the description box up above. And so I took sections about 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 inch above the ear, and then I'm also doing a horseshoe section in the back. And I'm going to be panning in so that you can see that. The horseshoe section about 1 inch above the occipital bone. And now you can see I also did it more like a horseshoe. And I wanted to follow the slope of the angle that I want to cut. I'm taking a smaller section here and working it. Okay, I am taking a section about 1 inch below the occipital bone, but I'm following the same round that I initially set up, and I want to use that as I am trying to get a gentle slope for this A-line bob. I am using my shark fin shears here. I've had them for about 4 years, and I absolutely love these shears. If you guys are interested in getting a pair, I could do a review on it. So just leave a comment below if that's something that you're interested in. So if you can see that as I'm cutting this woman's hair, I'm using my comb to hold the hair in place. I'm not using my fingers. And the reason for that is you tend to lean more to one side or the other. And so you don't want your haircut to get off of level. And I really want to keep this nice and level. And so that is one of my #1 tips for keeping this bob in the right direction and not having one side longer than the other. So now I'm in the part where I'm starting to actually pull the hair from the front to the back. And this is where I love using geometry. I'm doing a nice diagonal section, and I'm putting that back up. And then I am just going to use geometry to pull the hair back and away so that I keep an angle nice and clean and I don't get lost. Now, as I'm doing it, you can see that I'm just starting to just make sure that everything is nice and even before I start to proceed with getting the hair around the face to match up and make sure it's nice and even. Because the hair in the face, you really don't have a lot to mess around with. You just want to make sure that's nice and even. Because if that's not off, it'll throw the whole haircut off and you'll be playing the catch-up game the entire time. So make sure, like I said before, that both sides are equally the same length. Now, as I'm moving around to the front part of the hair, because that ear, it recesses the hair, so it's a lot thinner. You really want to take your time, make sure that the angle is good, and then just cut away. I'm going to be inserting some more diagrams for you to follow along with this video to help you along. Now, as you can see, I am getting ready to do the other side. Good thing to remember is as you are working along this bob, you're going to want to just pull the hair back. When you're pulling the hair like that's in the front back into the back part of the head, it helps to protect you so that you're not overcutting in the front. It gives the hair a nice gentle slope heading from the back to the front, giving you the hair a nice slope in the direction. Now, as you can see, I am sectioning again horizontally as I'm moving forward. As you can see, I'm like following it. And when you look at the haircut, you can kind of see when it's a finished product that it sort of mimics that in the finished product. There's like, it's a little more straight. There's a slope, but as it gets to the forward, it goes a lot more angled in a forward direction. Hi guys, if you are finding value in this content, please smash the like button and subscribe. I make weekly videos on education, and I like to do some hairstylist product tests. So if that sounds like fun, stick around. So I've been doing this haircut for over 25 years, and I can't believe it was funny how hard it was for me. And I didn't have a diagram, and nobody really showed me. It was the 90s. We didn't have the stuff that we have now today. So that's why I'm making these videos, because I want people to be able to feel confident in their careers by just understanding the science and why it works. So this is all just about geometry and getting your geometry right. So as you can see, I'm checking everything, making sure it's all even. It's important to go in the front of your guest to make sure it's nice and even. Horseshoe section in the back for a specific reason. So once you get to the top, it can get a little swirly, and the top is where you can actually make this haircut the longest part. So getting this area right is really important. And as you can see, I'm taking that rounded top part and I'm pulling it straight back. And I'm going to continue to take basically horseshoe sections. As you can see, I'm pulling them back and incorporating them into the length, trying to keep that as long as possible. Now let's move on to the angles. I'm going to be inserting a diagram right here so you can see I'm actually lifting the hair up and I'm bringing it all into the center part. So I'm following the round of the head and I'm pulling the angle straight up like that. You can see it. I'm pulling each section that I'm taking, I'm pulling it into the center part. I'm going to show you that diagram again. Okay, so you can see everything is getting pulled down and towards the bottom and be going into the center. And I'm also using my fingers, and I'm pointing those fingers up and away from the head. But as you can see, I'm following that geometry angle and I'm pulling that part back and cutting it off. And as you can see, as I move around the head, I'm also pulling that angle and making sure I don't cut too much off. When you watch me cut the hair, you can I'm showing you that, see that angle? I'm letting the hair that's below the bridal ridge just basically fall so I don't cut a hole in the sides of the hair and cut the strength out of the A-line part of the bob. Now I'm just giving her a cute little bang right here in the front. And next thing you know, I'm blow drying. It's really important when you cut a bob that length that you get that dry it and you flat iron it, because it shows mistakes or the way that the hair naturally wants to lay, and it'll look like you didn't finish it. So this is the finishing of the bob is one of the most important things. And as you can see, I'm taking texturizing shears and I'm removing the bulk out of the bob so that you can have a nice supple bob that lays properly no matter what the thickness of the hair. And I'm also cutting into it and giving it just some nice texture and moving along to get the bob to look a little bit more classic. So when you're using your texturizing shears, take it to about 1 inch to 2 inches before the ends of the hair. And as you can see, it's just starting to smooth out and look really, really good. And I'm just kind of going through and fine tuning it. I'm really happy with the way it came out. I'm going to be filming some more tutorials on foliages and balayages, so stay tuned. I'm Maureen Moody and I'm the Curious Stylist, and I want to build your confidence in your career through education and science. So please like and subscribe.